It doesn't matter what your position is within the healthcare space, at some point or another you're going to have to deal with difficult patients. Unfortunately, that's one of the only negative aspects of the medical field. You don't have to just deal with your feelings, you also have to deal with the feelings of patients as well. There could be thousands of different reasons why a patient in your care is being difficult. Let's look at it from their perspective. They could be ridden with anxiety, frustrated with the care that they're receiving, angry with their diagnosis, defensive over their lifestyle, fearful about their family's reaction, and the list goes on and on. But finding out why they're acting out isn't the most important aspect of these encounters. It's how you deal with them during this engagement that's most important. Hi everyone, I'm at Moneypenny, and today I'm going to give you tips on how to deal with difficult patients. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking the button below. While you're down there, you might as well hit that alert bell icon as well next to it, so that when we post new helpful content, you get notified. The most important thing to do when dealing with difficult patients is to be empathetic. If you work within healthcare as a doctor, nurse, or specialist, that's your career. Every day you're working with patients through your illnesses, and after a while, you might get desensitized to the news you deliver. In fact, some medical professionals say that getting desensitized is inevitable. This makes staying empathetic challenging, but it's something you must continue to do, especially with difficult patients. It's one of the most human forms of consoling, and it can really help you in these situations. The next thing to do with a difficult patient is to listen. You can't be empathetic without listening to them, but listening also allows your client to let off some steam. Venting is a coping method, and in order for it to happen correctly, someone needs to be listening on the other end. It will also let the difficult patient know that you care about what they have to say and are willing to collaborate with them. Third, you need to control your body language. Your body language reveals underlying emotions, motives, and feelings in an instant, and it can be hard to keep control of your body language when a patient is being difficult or venting their frustrations, especially if it's directed towards something you did. It's human nature to get defensive, but you simply can't allow it in this instance. The best way to stay aware of your body language is by keeping a cool head. You need to maintain your composure as a medical professional. Pay attention to what you're doing with your facial expressions. As your difficult patient vents or talks about their frustrations, maintain eye contact with them as well. Next up, you might be in a situation where you need to acknowledge the elephant in the room. Have you ever been in a social situation where there's an underlying tension? It's uncomfortable, right? These situations may happen when working with difficult patients as well. When they do, the best thing to do is to acknowledge the situation at hand. But you can't be blunt about it. Instead, use acknowledgement phrases that are less threatening to hear. Say things like, "I think we're getting off on the wrong foot," or "Do you have any suggestions on how we can solve this problem together?" Try these out and you'll notice the situation gets less threatening instantly. The fifth way to deal with difficult patients is to set clear boundaries. Patients come to doctors' offices or hospitals because they need attention. There's no denying that. But sometimes certain patients ask for more attention than others, and you don't have time for that. Giving in to these requests is a slippery slope. If you give in to one needy patient, you'll have to give in to all of them. To avoid this from happening, set yourself time limit boundaries. Set a limit that works best for you, maybe 15 to 30 minutes, or adjust it as necessary. But over time, you'll find that your days are less stressful and you'll be more productive. 6, realize that any form of abuse received from a patient is unacceptable. You're a professional and so is your environment. The majority of patients realize that, but sometimes their emotions might get the best of them. When this happens, they might lash out. If they do, tell them firmly that their behavior is unacceptable and that if they continue to act out negatively, don't hesitate to alert your supervisor. Every healthcare professional has a different definition of what they determine as verbal abuse. Define your line and stick to it so that you're not stressing yourself out further. Next, set terms within your policies that define the doctor-to-patient relationship. Almost everything within the healthcare space already requires some form of policy, so why not make one that legally protects you from difficult patient scenarios? This will save you a lot of stress in the future if a patient has a conflict with a contract, dosage, or treatment. For number 8, use termination as a final option. After everything, if you're still dealing with a difficult patient, write them a termination letter as a last resort. Within that letter, clearly state its purpose, identify the last visit date, provide the patient with adequate access to prescription medication post-termination to ensure continuity of care, notify the patient that you're sending their chart and information to their new provider, and send it through USPS first class and registered mail postage to ensure that they receive it. My final tip for you to deal with difficult patients is to stay grounded outside of work hours. This includes doing what you love. Do your hobbies, run, work out, go hiking, play with your dog, attend to your family. Do anything that can keep you sidetracked so that you can stay refreshed for the rest of your career. There's no way to avoid the eventual interaction with difficult patients. It's bound to happen at some point along within your medical career. People will come to you for help from all different backgrounds and lifestyles, but all of that is background noise. Objectivity, honesty, empathy, and your undivided attention is the road to giving the best care. For more information on dealing with difficult patients, reach out to eTactics. And you already made it this far into the video, so you might as well like it, share it, and comment below.